You're about to witness the story of a man whose brain defied science, whose left and right mind began living separate lives, and whose identity shattered on a blank sheet of paper. Stay with me, because when this video is over, you may realize your consciousness is just the tip of something much larger and far stranger. Now, let's start the story. Joe had epilepsy, but not the ordinary kind. His seizures were so severe, they threatened to jump from one side of the brain to the other, turning a spark into a storm. So doctors did something radical. They cut his brain in half. Not metaphorically, literally. They severed the corpus callosum, the thick cable of nerves that lets the left and right hemispheres of your brain communicate. The result? Joe survived. He could still talk, walk, laugh. Everything seemed normal until one simple experiment changed everything. The doctors showed him a word, asked him to draw what he saw, and what happened next shocked the world of neuroscience and left behind one terrifying question. Who's really in control of you? Let's rewind. Your brain has two halves, left and right, like two roommates sharing a single apartment. Usually, they pass messages back and forth through a bundle of nerves, the corpus callosum. But in Joe's case, that connection was gone. This meant the left hemisphere couldn't talk to the right one. Each side was now on its own. So the scientists got curious. What happens when only one side of Joe's brain is given information? They showed him a word, Texas, but only to his left eye, meaning only the right hemisphere saw it. And here's the key. The left hemisphere controls language, so Joe could not say what he saw because right eye, which didn't see the word, is connected to the left hemisphere. But then they asked Joe to draw the word using his left hand, which is controlled by the right hemisphere, the side that never saw the word at all. Fact: the left eye is governed by right hemisphere, and right eye by left hemisphere. What happened next stunned everyone. Joe stared at the page. Then slowly, his hands started moving. Lines, curves, a shape began to form. At first, it looked like random doodles. Even Joe seemed puzzled. But then the doctors looked closer and froze. It was a cowboy hat, a perfect symbol for Texas. Somehow, Joe's right brain had figured it out, even though it never saw the word. It couldn't speak, it couldn't explain, so it drew. Joe's hand gave the answer, but Joe himself had no idea why. Let that sink in. His brain communicated on paper, but not inside his own head. It was like watching two separate minds passing secret notes while pretending to be one person. This wasn't a glitch, it was a window into something deeper and disturbing. So now, ask yourself, who's making your decisions? Who's choosing your beliefs, your cravings, your fears? Are your thoughts even yours? Or are you just the narrator of a much deeper, hidden story? So what does Joe's story really tell us? That your brain is not a single voice. It's a civilization of neurons, split across hemispheres, each with its own memories, logic, and desires. You are not one mind, you are a negotiation. And when the bridge between those minds is severed, they don't disappear, they just go quiet, waiting for another way to speak, maybe through a hand, a dream, a gut feeling you can't explain. So here's the terrifying question. If parts of your brain can think without telling you, if they can know things you don't, then what else is going on inside your head right now in silence? Can two people live inside one body without ever knowing it? If yes, then which side is the real you, or worse?
The researchers conducted tests to explore how a split-brain patient's two hemispheres work independently from one another, including a now famous experiment of a patient named Joe. By quickly flashing a word to just the left side of his visual field, that word would go exclusively to the right half of his brain, the half that can't talk.
So the only way we're going to know that it registered is if he can write something out. Okay.
With his hand that is controlled by his right hemisphere.
Exactly, his left hand. We flash the word Texas.
The red dot. Seating. And flash. Didn't see the word.
His right hemisphere is seeing it.
We're seeing it, but the right hemisphere at this point in his surgery cannot talk.
Right.
All right, I want you to draw for me that thing upside down.
So he claims to not have seen anything.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. He was able to do Texas upside down.
But what's interesting is he had no idea what he's drawing, and we know because we saw the word.
I can't tell what it is.
So
Wow.
then later on, I show him the word again, and I ask a different question about what he saw.
Once again, they showed the word Texas to just his right nonverbal hemisphere. So when asked about what he saw, all his left hemisphere can say is,
I'm aware of a word, I just didn't see what it was.
Draw something that goes with that, a symbol of that.
Oh wow. So he draws a
Clearly-
cowboy hat.
Yeah, clearly his right hemisphere knows exactly what he's drawing. But his left is still confused. It's like doesn't understand.
Right.
What's that?
Cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat? What was the word?